Did someone turn my child against me? If you're a mom who's asked that question in the car, in the shower, at 3 in the morning, this is for you. Maybe it was their partner. Maybe it was your ex. Maybe it was someone in their life that you barely or don't even know, but you can feel it. The distance didn't come from nowhere. Something changed. Someone changed it. And the hardest part, you can't prove it. You just feel it. I want you to know you're not imagining things. And I want to talk with you honestly about the people in this story and what's actually within your power. Here's what the research shows and what it doesn't show. In one large study of 1,035 estranged moms, nearly 8 in 10, 79%, said they believe a family member played a role in their child's decision to pull away. That's not proof that someone did turn your child against you. It's proof that you're not alone in believing someone did. And that belief is important because it tells you this isn't a story you just made up in your mind. It's the story most moms dealing with estrangement are telling themselves. But here's what I want you to know before we go any further. Who you believe that someone is changes everything about what you do next. So when you sit with that feeling that someone got in my child's ear, the data says that most moms feel exactly what you're feeling. The most common version, and the one moms feel least allowed to name, is the partner, the girlfriend, the boyfriend, the son-in-law or daughter-in-law. Because the moment you name them, it sounds like jealousy, like you can't stand that your child loves someone else. So let me be clear about something, because I don't want to soften this. There are partners who need their world to stay very small, because a small world is one they can control, and they intend to. They want their partner's loyalty to belong to them and no one else. They want the unit tight, just the two of them, no outside voices, no one who might tell their spouse something that they don't want them to hear. And here's the part that breaks a mom's heart, and the part we don't talk about enough. An adult child who loves them, who believes sincerely that doing what your partner wants is part of being a good spouse, they'll comply. They will hand over the loyalty, not because they stopped loving you, but because keeping the peace with the person they live with feels like the only way to be a good partner. So they cancel calls, they shorten visits, and over time, they're influenced enough to agree with the story and eventually believe it was their own story all along. That happens. I've seen it. And when a mom sits across from me and talks about a partner like this, she doesn't hedge and she doesn't soften it. She says exactly what she thinks. This person is not safe, and my child can't see it. I want you to know you're not a bitter, jealous mother for saying it. Sometimes you're seeing clearly, and your child isn't. And in fairness, because this matters just as much, there is also a completely different kind of partner. The kind who walks into your adult child's life and sees something real and helps them name it. You know, you don't have to call your mom before you make a decision. You are a grown man. Well, yeah, but she'll be mad. She always talks to me about decisions, and she usually knows the best thing to do. Okay. You know your mom can handle her own emotions, right? And you can learn how to make a decision on your own. That partner isn't turning your child against you. That partner is doing heavy lifting, helping your child see a pattern that they couldn't see from inside. That partner is helping them grow. And here's the honest center of this whole thing, Mom. Both partners can look identical from the outside. Both of them mean your child calls you less. Both of them feel to you like the reason. But the difference in them is the why. And that's the one thing you can't always see from where you're standing. But here's what I want you to know. You don't have to see it to move forward. Because the hardest part of the situation isn't figuring out the partner. It's acting from curiosity instead of hurt. Rejection has a way of keeping us from asking the hard questions, the ones that would actually help. It's so much easier to ask, well, how come you don't tell your wife to stop lying about me? Than it is to ask, how can I best support you and your family? One question comes from hurt. It's about being right. It's about the partner. The other comes from curiosity. It's about connection. It's about your child. And Mom, that second question is the one that has a chance of being heard. Not because it fixes everything, but because it shifts something in you. It moves you out of the place where the partner is the whole story and back toward the thing you actually want, a relationship with your child. That's not surrender. That's the work. Now, let's talk about the ex. The ex is your child's other parent. And when one parent turns a child against the other parent, that has a name, parental alienation. And no, it doesn't only happen in childhood inside a custody fight. It can happen in adulthood too. Influence doesn't come with an expiration date. But here's the part that can feel the most unfair. The part moms almost never say out loud because it sounds too bitter to speak. Some adult children grew up with one parent who was barely there, who didn't show up, and one parent did all of the heavy lifting, the doctor's appointments, the homework, the school pickups, the sleepless nights, the worry. And for a lot of families, the one doing the heavy lifting was Mom. And then adulthood comes, and the parent who didn't care enough to do anything is suddenly revered, put on a pedestal. And the dutiful parent, the one who showed up every single day, is the one who got shunned. What happened? I want to offer you one of the most human answers I know, because it might be yours. Sometimes that child, even as an adult, spent years desperately wanting the inattentive parents' attention, wanting their approval, wanting to matter to them. And for years, they didn't get it. So when that parent finally turns toward them, a phone call, a visit, a scrap of warmth they've been waiting their whole life for, the adult child clings to it. They grab it with both hands. And they hold on because they've been so hungry for it for so long. And in that clinging, they give the inattentive parent everything they never gave you, the loyalty, the devotion, the benefit of the doubt. It's not that you did something wrong. It's that your child is finally getting something they always needed, and they're terrified to let it go, even if it means pushing you away to get it. And there's a second version, and it's just as hard. Sometimes the dutiful parent was trying to shield her child from an abusive household. Maybe there was addiction. Maybe there was violence. And instead of leaving, she stayed. She kept a happy face. She endured. Why? Because she believed, truly believed, that staying was the only way to protect her child. If she divorced, the courts would mandate visitation, and she'd have no power to make sure her child was taken care of, even fed, much less protected from a parent passed out on the floor. So she stayed. She held it together. She absorbed the chaos so her child wouldn't have to. And here's the part that breaks her heart now. The child never knew. The child never saw the full picture because the whole point was making sure they never had to. So in adulthood, the story lands differently. The absent parent is the one with no baggage, no history of conflict. The dutiful parent carries the weight of every rule, every no, every hard decision. And the child, now an adult, looks back and reads it wrong. Was mom perfect? No. But the story they're telling themselves isn't the whole story. It can't be, because she never let them see it. So here's where we land, Mom. You've been asking, did someone turn my child against me? And the honest answer is maybe. Probably someone played a role. The data says that what you're feeling is what most moms feel. But the question that will actually move you forward isn't, who did this to me? Is, what is mine to carry and what can I let go of? Because the partner, the ex, the in-law, you can't control any of them. You can't argue them out of your child's heart. What you can control is you, the energy you bring, the mom you are when the door cracks open. That's not surrender. That is the work. And there's a whole community of moms doing the same work, right alongside you. If that sounds like a place you belong, I'd love for you to subscribe and be part of it. And if you're ready to go a little deeper, I've put together a free guide called Managing Estrangement Trauma, made for moms exactly where you are right now. The link is in the description. Start there, and we'll keep doing this together.